Snow White. Once upon a time, in a faraway kingdom, there lived a beautiful princess named Snow White. She had skin as white as snow, lips as red as a rose, and hair as black as ebony. Everyone in the kingdom loved her, but her stepmother, the queen, was very jealous of Snow White's beauty. Every day, she would stand before her magic mirror and ask, "Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of them all?" The mirror always replied, "Snow White is the fairest of them all." Hearing this, the queen became very angry. She wanted to be the most beautiful, so she made a wicked plan to get rid of Snow White. Snow White wandered into the beautiful forest. Birds sang, deer jumped softly, and butterflies flew around her. But suddenly, she realized she was far away from the palace and completely alone. As she walked deeper into the forest, she found a tiny cottage. Curious, she went inside. Everything inside was small and cute. Tiny chairs, tiny plates, and tiny beds. Snow White felt tired, so she lay down and fell asleep. The cottage belonged to 7 dwarfs who worked in a nearby mine. When they returned home, they were surprised to see Snow White sleeping there. Soon Snow White woke up and introduced herself. The dwarfs were kind and friendly. They said, "You can stay here with us, but be careful of the wicked queen." Snow White happily agreed and lived with them, cooking, cleaning, and singing songs. The wicked queen soon found out Snow White was still alive. Furious, she disguised herself as an old woman and went to the dwarf's cottage with a poisoned apple. "Take this apple, dear," she said sweetly. Snow White took a bite and instantly fell into a deep sleep. She looked as if she were dead. The dwarves were heartbroken. They placed her gently in a glass coffin in the forest and stood guard over her. One day, a prince traveled through the forest and saw Snow White in the glass coffin. He was amazed by her beauty and loved her at once. He gently kissed her on the cheek, and suddenly, Snow White woke up. The spell was broken. The dwarfs danced with joy, and the prince took Snow White to his kingdom. They married and lived happily ever after.